All right, everyone, we're ready to continue our unit on barred instruments that we started before I was sick. What we're going to do today is take out different instruments. Don't do it yet. And we're going to start working on learning how to play these barred instruments. So take a minute and just sit back to watch this next video.
Hey friends, welcome back to World Drum Club. I'm Kalani Das, your host and teacher, and I'm going to be talking about Orff instruments today, and this is a little introduction. So what is an Orff instrument? An Orff instrument is a type of barred instrument. Sometimes we call them mallet instruments, like this, which is a xylophone. Orff instruments come in three main categories. So xylo means wood in Greek or Latin. Xylophone is a wood instrument. So xylophones are one big category, and those come from all the way down from contrabass bars, which are in the double bass, the bass range, all the way up to this, which is a soprano xylophone. So big range of wood instruments. Then there's another category called metallophones. Metallophones are more like a vibraphone. They've also been compared to the Balinese gamelan. Those are metal instruments, similar to this in layout, but metal. They have a different sound and longer sustain. And then the third category are glockenspiel, or bells, orchestra bells. And those are also metal. They have a little bit different sound, and they're even higher and smaller. So altogether, from the contrabass xylophone bars to the soprano glockenspiel, the Orff barred instruments represent a huge pitch range, almost like an entire orchestra range, from bass all the way up to piccolos and violins, almost the whole range of the piano. It's really an incredibly big range, many octaves of range. Then we have the different sounds. The wood sounds like this one, and you're probably wondering what it sounds like. So this is a xylophone. I think you've all heard sounds like this before. So nothing fancy in terms of the sound. It's a familiar sound. We use different kinds of mallets to play them. So most Orff instruments are an octave and 2/3 from C to A. There are some that are C to C. There are 2 octaves, but most of them are C to A. They're all like that. They're all the same range, basically. So it makes it easy to move from one instrument to another. The contrabass bars are a little different. Those are individual notes. But for the most part, all of the Orff instruments are the same scale, same layout, just different ranges, different materials. So that makes it really easy to move from one to the other. So that's familiarity. Also, you can see that we've just got one row of notes. We're not in a chromatic scale. We don't have the white keys and the black keys on the piano. Most of the time, we're just dealing with the white keys or a diatonic scale. The next feature, besides the size and the limited range, is that we can make it even simpler by removing some of the bars. And this is a key feature of Orff instruments that makes them really awesome for creating different kinds of scales and tonalities based on a subtractive approach. So we're going to subtract a few bars, and I'll show you what I mean. So right now, we've got a diatonic scale or a major scale. But if we want to make a pentatonic scale, we can take off the B's and the F's, and this would be really typical in an Orff classroom. And we'd end up with what we call a C pentatonic scale, which is a penta means 5, right? So we have 5-note scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it repeats up here. So now I can play this pentatonic scale, but I don't have to know anything about music theory. I don't have any wrong notes to hit. I can play any of these notes. I can even play chords, multiple notes together. And this is producing what I call the wind chime effect, right? Which means any of these notes will match. They'll go together, they'll blend together, and I'll sound great as a performer. So again, Orff instruments are barred instruments in 3 categories: xylophones, metallophones, glockenspiel. One of the key features is that you can remove or replace the bars to limit the palette and thereby create safety and create freedom. The size makes them really great for classrooms. You can sit on the floor and play, sit in a chair, stand up, whatever you want to do. The range is huge. Lots of different options for playing Orff instruments. And then, of course, you can add other instruments to it. Typically, you would have singing, you'd have percussion, or what we call unpitched percussion, like tambourines and shakers and other things. You could add recorders. You could add ukuleles, one of my favorite instruments too. Other sounds, whatever you want. But Orff instruments are generally classroom versions of some of our classical mallet instruments like marimbas, vibraphones, and orchestra bells. That's it. Thank you for being here. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. I hope you get a chance to make some great music with friends and family and share our passion for music with a global drumming community, as well as spreading the joy of music to your community wherever you are. Thanks a lot for watching. I'm Kalani. I'll see you in a future video.
Solving the mallet mystery with help from Molly Melody. So you walk into music class one day and find out it's an instrument day. Yippee! But then you realize you have no idea what to do with the instrument in front of you. Bummer. No worries, we've got you covered. Let's take a look at the instrument and figure it out together. This is a xylophone. It is a pitched percussion instrument and each bar makes a different sound. But what are those sticks in your hands? These are mallets. Sound is made when a mallet strikes the xylophone. There are many different kinds of mallets. Make sure to use the mallets your teacher has assigned to your instrument. You don't want to damage your instrument by using the wrong type of mallets. Is there a special way to hold the mallets? Yes, hold your hands out in front of you. Make a fist like you are knocking on a door. Take your mallet and pinch it between your thumb and first finger. Make sure you have no wiggly worms. Hold the mallet loosely. You don't need to hold on for dear life. Set your hands like you are holding onto the handlebar of a bicycle. Pretend there is a piece of candy on the back of your hand. Don't twist your wrist and let the candy fall to the ground. But how do you play the xylophone? When it's time to play your xylophone, move your hands up and down. But don't flap your wings. Pretend the xylophone is a trampoline and bounce your mallets off of it. Aim for the middle of the bar. If the bar bounces, you're playing too hard. Mastering your mallets can be challenging. The best thing to do is practice, practice, practice. Listen to your teacher's directions on how to practice with your own set of mallets. Thanks, Molly.
Hi, boys and girls. In this story, we're going to learn about how to properly play the glockenspiel or xylophone or any other barred instrument. So follow along with me as I read the story to you. Jessie was a miggle, a tiny musical creature who lived under the drums in Mrs. Roberts' music class. Every night, Jessie watched all the other miggles play on the xylophones with their magic bolt blue mallets. It looked like so much fun, and it made such a lovely sound. Jessie longed to play like the other miggles, but felt embarrassed to join in because she didn't know how to play the xylophone. One night, when all the other miggles were asleep, she crept to the biggest xylophone in Mrs. Roberts' classroom. She looked around to make sure no one was watching, and then bounced her magic blue mallet on the top part of the bar. But it just didn't sound right. What was she doing wrong? Maybe it would sound better if she tried bouncing on the bottom of the bar. Think. It still didn't sound right. Jessie began to cry big, blue miggle tears. Suddenly, she heard the voice of Grandpa Miggle. "Jessie, why are you crying? I'm so happy you finally joined us on the xylophone. But there's one important lesson you need to learn. Miggles play on the middles. Watch this." And with that, he bounced his magic blue mallet down the middle of all the xylophone bars, from the top bar to the bottom bar. "Thanks, Grandpa," Jessie said, and she bounced her magic mallet on the middle of every xylophone bar, from the top bar to the bottom, making a beautiful miggle sound. She giggled as she played and said, "Miggles play on the middles, Miggles play on the middles." So there you go, boys and girls, the best sound that you can make on any of your barred instruments, whether it be a glockenspiel, a tone bars, the metallophones, the xylophones, or even just the bells. You need to make sure that you place your mallet in the middle of the bar when you strike them. Right now, I would like whoever is covering for me to pause the video to hand out different metallophone, glockenspiel, bells, or xylophones to each student. Make sure that you know which mallet is the right mallet for the instrument that you are given. Remember, you get what you get, and we don't get upset about this. Make sure to come back to where you can see the board so that we can go through this exercise together. You're going to want to put your instrument on your chair, rest it on your chair. If you have an instrument that is larger, make sure you have 2 chairs close together and use a bucket with a cushion to sit on. Pause the video until everybody has their instruments and their mallets. When everyone is quiet, then we can start our lesson. I'm glad to see you've come back. Now, when we're looking at our instruments, you see a whole bunch of different bars and a bunch of different tone keys. We always want to try to start toward the middle of our instruments so that we have the most space to go. If you look up at the board, you're going to see that we have a pattern here. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit so that you can see it a little bit better. Our first pattern is C, D, E, E, E. And if you notice, we have a quarter note, 2 eighth notes, and then another quarter note. So it's going to sound like this for a rhythm. Do, 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 day, do. Say it with me. Do, 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 day, do. Now, we're going to add to that the pitch names. The pitch names are C, D, E, E, E. Repeat. C, D, E, E, E. Now what we're going to do is locate the C, the D, and the 3 E's, the E together on our barred instruments. So here is the sound for a C. Your instrument might be pitched an octave lower or 2 octaves lower or an octave higher than mine, but the sound should sound the same. Here's what the C sounds like. So locate the C. Right next to it should be the D. And then next to the D should be the E. So your pattern is going to sound like this. Don't play, just listen. Remember, to stop the sound, you need to press your hand down on your bars to stop the sound. So what we're going to do is I'm going to play, and then you're going to echo, just like it says up on the board. 1, 2, I go first. Go, C, D, E, E, E. Let's try that again, just so that we get the pattern going. You're going to start in as soon as I finish on the beat. My turn first. 1, 2, it's my turn. Go, D, E, E, E. Good job. Let's go over here. And we're going to go backwards. So we're coming down our column right now. This is the same notes, but going backwards. The rhythm pattern is the same. E, D, C, C, C. Say it with me. E, D, C, C, C. Good job. Now I'm going to play it, and you're going to echo. Here we go. 1, 2, it's my turn. Go. Let's do that one again. 1, 2, it's my turn. Go. E, D, C, C, C. Great job. Let's keep moving on. I'm going to move the screen up because we're going to keep going down our column. Let me make it just a little bit bigger for you, if I can. It doesn't seem I can. So we're starting here. Our pattern is different for our rhythm now. It goes do, day, do, do, day, do. Say it. Do, day, do, do, day, do. Again, do, day, do, do, day, do. Notice this time we're skipping playing the D. We're going straight from playing C's, skipping over the D bar and going on to E. So listen to what it sounds like first. Don't play, just listen. This time, I'm going to play it first, and you're going to echo back after me. 1, 2, it's my turn. Go, C, 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 E, E, E. Let's try that one more time. 1, 2, it's my turn. Go, C, 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 E, E, E. Now that you've gotten the pattern, we're going to start moving things a little bit quicker. When we go to the part where we're playing, where I play and then you echo, we're going to go 2 times through. So I play, you play, I play, you play. Our next pattern, if you go down our screen right here, is that we have all quarter notes followed by a rest. So make sure that you don't come in until after you feel that beat of rest. And make sure that you put your hand on your bars to stop the sound from continuing when it's supposed to be silence. This time with our quarter notes, let's practice the rhythm. 1, 2, rhythm only. Do, do, do. Try it one more time. 1, 2, rhythm only. Do, do, do. Great job. Now, we're starting on the E and traveling down to the C, making sure we hit the D in the middle. Make sure you wait for that rest. Remember, we're going 2 times through. So I play, you play, I play, you play. Here we go. 1, 2, it's my turn. Go, E, D, C. My turn. Go. Hopefully you got it with the rest. The rest makes it a lot more tricky because you have to really feel that beat and hear the silence for that length of time. Moving on, we're going to go a little bit quicker, right to the rhythm. 1, 2, say it with me. Do, 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 day, do. Again, do, 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 day, do. Now you'll notice we have a few more notes here. Not only do we have C, D, and E, but we also have F and G. Take a moment to look down at your instrument and see where they are in relation to the C, D, and E. You should probably figure out that they are right next to the E because in our staff, C, D, E are together, and then the F comes right after it and the G comes after the F. And if you look at your instrument, you will see that the F comes right after the E and the G comes right after the F. So we are just simply traveling by stepwise motion. That's when all the notes are together. They're next to each other and they're not skipping anything. We're going to try and practice this one. 1, remember, we're going through 2 times through. So I play, you play, I play, you play. 1, 2, I go first. Go, C, D, E, F, G. My turn. Your turn. C, D, E, F, G. Did you get it? Let's try it one more time, 2 times through. My turn, your turn, my turn, your turn. Here we go. 1, 2, I go first. Go, C, D, E, F, G. My turn. Your turn, C, D, E, F, G. Great job. Now, just like before, this is the same rhythmic pattern, and this time we're traveling down the glockenspiel or the xylophone or the metallophone or the bells or the tone bars. So we're starting on our G and going down to C. We're going to go right to playing this one. I start first, then you echo, then it's my turn, then you echo. 1, 2, here I go. Go, C, G, F, E, D, C. My turn. Your turn. G, F, E, D, C. Let's try that one more time, 2 times through, and I won't say the note names this time. You just need to make sure you're following along. 1, 2, I go first. Good job. Make sure you're playing in the middle of the bells as you go. What I'd like you to do for the rest of this class is to practice the rest of this page on your own. I will put it in your Google Classroom so that you can call it up. But more importantly, if you go and find the folder that matches the instrument that you're playing, this is the first page in that folder over on the bookshelf where these instruments are kept. So make sure you grab one of those and you have the notes right in front of you. This entire page will be right there. So practice this whole page for the rest of class. Alternate with a partner if you can, or play together. If one of you has a high-sounding instrument like the soprano xylophone, play with somebody who has the alto or the bass instrument and play at the same time. Listen to how different your instruments sound and how they sound well together. You'll know you're playing it correctly if your pitches sound similar. Have fun.